Holy crap, it's my face. Maybe I should just put pictures. I don't want to put my face on this. I should use pictures. I don't want to put my face on this. Oh my gosh, just do it. Just do it. Just do it. Hello everyone, my name is Rory Ann Rouston and today I am showing you my face. Thanks for watching. No, we are actually going to talk about a very important topic today, and this is the first time that I've tried to do a video where I'm explaining something spiritual. Look at my camera, possessed and messing with the lighting. Could you just give me 1 second? Can I just prep this video by saying that I am no expert, I am not an astrologist, I do not know nearly enough to actually be able to talk about this topic. This is the first type of video that I'm making where I am explaining something to you, trying to teach someone something, and I'll be very honest, I'm not doing this out of the goodness of my heart. I am trying to learn astrology right now, and for me, the best way to learn is by teaching someone else, explaining it to someone else, and I thought, rather than me talking to my soft toy, Mercury retrograde is the I thought I would just explain it here, like a normal person, because I have a YouTube channel that I can use for things like this. And I feel like the only way that I can explain it to other people, the only way that I can really understand it is if I explain it to other people and share what I know, and then if you guys are like, no, that's not quite right, then you can correct me in the comments down below and we can have a discussion about that. And I'm just trying to get the message out there because maybe you didn't even know about 1111, and that is something that I can impart for you, and then someone who knows more than both of us can come in and then educate both of us, you know what I mean? So today we're going to talk about two very important topics. We're first going to talk about Mercury Transit, and we're going to talk about November 11, which is 11/11. So before we can get into the main topic of this video, there's two things that I need to talk to you about first. The first thing is the significance of the planet Mercury, and the second thing is the significance of 11/11, and in this case, not the time 11/11, but the date 11/11. Whether you write it November 11th or you write it 11th November, however you write it, I have to explain that to you real quick. First things first, let's talk about the significance of Mercury. Mercury is the first planet from the Sun. It is the smallest planet in our solar system since Pluto is no longer a planet. And it is the planet of communication, of travel, technology, and currently it is in retrograde. What this means is that there is an optical illusion taking place with Mercury where it is appearing to travel backwards to the naked eye. Why is my camera flashing at me? It is appearing to travel backwards to the naked eye. And this happens as, like I said, it's an optical illusion. Have you ever been like completely parked and then the car next to you drives forward and you feel like you're going backwards and you panic for a second and then you slam on the brakes, but you're like, I'm parked anyway? I've done that many times. It's kind of like that. So Mercury is appearing to go retrograde. It's appearing to go backwards, meaning it's in retrograde. All the planets do this. Mercury is not special, but Mercury is probably the planet of chaos when it goes into retrograde, and that's just because of the amount of technology that we have in our day-to-day lives. So Mercury, when it's in retrograde, it messes with energies such as technology, communication, thought and thinking, general communication in general, in your head, stuff like that. It's a bad time to be signing contracts, it's a bad time to be traveling, it's a bad time to be purchasing or using technology. If you're doing like a thesis or something important for work, you have to make sure that you back it up in like a million different ways, because Mercury retrograde is going to be all like, hey, what you doing over there? That looks important. Do you need it? And it's going to destroy everything. Now, Mercury retrograde sounds very, very scary, but it doesn't have to be, and there's many videos out there on how you can manipulate the energies of Mercury retrograde to benefit you and to make it work in your favor and to make sure that you don't have like a completely terrible time. Mercury is currently in retrograde as you are watching this video, if you're watching it for when it first gets put up, and this is something that is not going to stop until November 20th, 2019. So now that we've talked a little bit about Mercury, there's a lot more to do with Mercury, like tons and tons. It could go on forever. But that aside, now let's move on to the significance of 1111, talking about the date rather than the time. Let's talk about the date specifically. Much like a lot of the other months, when the day matches the month, so 1st of January, 2nd February, things like this, they create master numbers, because master numbers are the repeat of the same numbers: 11, 22, 33, etc., etc., etc. And these are very powerful energies numerologically that influence our lives. Whether you feel it or not, the energies are there. Whether you believe it or not, the energies are there. And the pinnacle, okay, the king, the big bang of all of these numbers, of all of these master numbers, of all of these dates is 1111. That is the 11th of November. And that is because it opens up a sort of portal. So I'm sure you've heard by now, 8-8 is the Lion's Gate, 8th of August, the Leo gate, whatever that is. 1111 is special because 1111 signifies things like heightening in vibration, heightening frequencies. It talks about heightening spiritual awakening. It is like a massive yes. It is tons of positive energy. And that's there's many reasons as to why people think that is. And if you look at 1111, it looks like a sort of gateway. And this gateway can be a spiritual one, not a physical one. You're not going to be able to step through and go to another place, unfortunately. But it's a way to raise our awareness, raise our vibrations, and to help us get to higher places spiritually and emotionally and internally. There are many significance about 1111 that I would love to share with you about the date, but that is a video for another time. The reason that I am trying to film this video, and I'm trying to film it very, very soon, and I'm actually putting my face out there on the internet, is because we are experiencing something extremely rare in 2019. This 2019, on November 11th, 2019, Mercury, while it is in retrograde, it's also going to be in transit. Now, what this means is that when the Earth and the Sun, let's just say this is the Sun. You see the orange nail polish? This is the Sun, and this is Earth, okay, because it's blue. I love it when things work out. There are no coincidences. I love it when stuff like this works out. So this is the Sun, this is the Earth. It is when Mercury, I guess Mercury is my head. When Mercury is in between the Earth and the Sun directly, that is called Mercury in transit. And again, it is happening when my cat is making all sorts of weird noises outside. What was I talking about? Oh my god, she distracts me, this stupid cat, and then I forget what I'm saying. Right. Yes. So Mercury is going into transit while it is also in retrograde. It is going to pass in between the Sun and the Earth, and it is going to be in the sun sign, the star sign of Scorpio. Now, this means a lot of different things for all of us because it's going to affect each of our sun signs, our rising signs differently than others, and it really depends on who you're talking about in terms of your sun sign and all that. It's a lot of information to go through, and I can't do it all in this video. I'm just going to stick to the topic at hand. And the topic at hand is what can we do to honor this date? We need to honor this energy because Mercury in transit happens, I think, 13 times in a century or some fact like that. If I'm wrong, I'll put it up on the screen somewhere to correct myself. It's extremely rare, and this time it is taking place on November 11th, which makes it exceedingly rare. I don't even know the last time this happened or if it's ever happened. I'm sure you could Google it, but it's very, very special and very, very important. So now that I've explained all of that to you, here are some things that we can do on November 11th during this Mercury transit to really harness all of the energy, make the most of it, and not waste this opportunity because we don't know when we're going to get Mercury in transit on November 11th ever again. Actually, you could probably just Google it so that you know when. I'm going to Google it. I am trying to find it, but the closest I can get is that in the year 2111, it is going to happen on November 14th. So let's not waste it. Let's not waste it. It's not going to happen for a long time more, definitely never again in our lifetime. So we have to take the opportunity of Mercury transit in 11/11 in 2019. Just trust me. Who does these calculations? Who has the time to do this? Is it all animated? Animated. Listen to my logic. It's probably all calculated by a system, right? They just put it into the system and they can calculate all of these things. I doubt there's a little man in a room somewhere just going 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, November 11th, 2019. Now let's calculate the next one. 1, 2, this little abacus. I'm very, very nervous right now putting my face on screen. I'm rambling, I'm so sorry. All right, without further ado, now that I've explained both of those things, let's get into some of the things that you can do to honor Mercury transit in the month of November on the 11th, 2019. The very first thing, which is super basic, but I wanted to include it in this video, is meditate. Meditate during the time, Google it, find out what time it happens for you, because it's going to happen a different time for me than it is for you. Go ahead and Google the time that it's going to be and meditate during that time. Okay? Meditation, is our energy just releasing out of our body. We've been being manipulated by the energies around us. We are calm. And if our minds are completely still, energies from the outside can come within us and it can help us to give us messages, help us understand certain things, bring us to light, things like that. The second thing that you can do is to set intentions. Now, this intention can be, it's a goal. It's basically a goal. There is no date that you need to complete it by, because quite frankly, a lot of these things is something that is going to happen for a lifetime. So it's just a list of the things that you want to do. For example, maybe you want to meditate daily. Maybe you want to say positive affirmations to yourself every single day. Maybe you want to spend time outside in the wilderness at least once a week or once a month, or whatever your schedule allows you to. Set goals, set intentions, promises that you want to keep to yourself, that you want to incorporate into your life, things that you want to incorporate into your life from now on. I want to be more patient. I want to be more understanding. I would like to take better care of my body. I would like to be more open to other people's ideas and to be more spiritually inclined. I would like to raise my vibration. These are a list of things that you can do and continue to do and work towards them for the duration of your life. There is no end goal here. This is a forever thing. If you want to meditate daily, that is daily for forever. Apart from like cheat days here and there where you're just too busy, you're too tired and you can't meditate, I think that's fine. But the habit of meditating as often as possible, or at least more often than you do now, that's something else that you can add to your list. So create a list of things that you would like to do that will raise your vibration, raise your frequency, that will imbues you with this powerful energy of 1111. Number 3 is cleansing. This is something that I would recommend doing before Mercury transit, before November 11th comes through. This I'd recommend before 11/11 comes in. Clean your space, clean your house, organize things, and I'm not talking about spiritually and energetically cleaning. No, I'm talking about actual cleaning. Get your shit together, clean up, wash stuff, fold clothes, put them away, okay? Not like my room right now. Once you do this, then I'm talking about spiritually and energetically cleansing your space. So this means that before the energy of 11/11 can come in, you get rid of any residual energy, any bad energy, any old energy. It doesn't have to be bad. If you feel like you've got no bad energy around you, good for you. But just get rid of all that old energy so that the second 11/11 hits, the second, Mercury goes into transit, all of that energy can come in and work its magic and stick around in your life for a little bit longer. This current 11/11, though, it's also a great time it's a great time for communication. Not only is Mercury in transit, it's also 11/11, so tons of good energy. So now is the time, even though Mercury is in retrograde, from what I understand and from what I have read, it is perfectly acceptable to harness the energies of communication from Mercury in order to communicate better. If there is a speech that you've been meaning to write, now is the time. A contract you're meaning to write, now is the time. If there is something that you've been meaning to say to somebody, now is the time to write it. Now is the time to craft that letter. Now is the time to just say what you want to say with absolute mental clarity, because despite the fact of Mercury being retrograde, it is also in transit, harnessing the power from the sun. That is why I believe it kind of null and voids the retrograde effects, because it is harnessing power from the sun. Sun rays go through Mercury, coming to Earth, and that's how we feel it. So great time for that. Anything to do with technology as well. If you would like to buy something new, look at something new, fix something else. If you're looking for a file that you lost a long time ago, maybe you'll find it during this time. Pretty poor way to spend Mercury transit on 11/11, but you know, whatever works for you. Also, probably a good time to travel if you would like to go anywhere. I mean, it's only on for I think about 6 hours. That's how long the transit lasts. After that, it's back to being in retrograde, even though it's on 11/11, and it's no longer harnessing the power of the sun. But if you have a road trip, try and get there within the 6 hours and really harness the energies, the good energies of Mercury in transit. This isn't something that I've read anywhere. This is just some personal opinion, but I think that it would be a really good time for you to reflect on things in the past. For you to reflect on things in the past. Now, Mercury retrograde is really bad for communication, but Mercury in transit, harnessing the sun's energy, can actually help us to give us more mental clarity. So, this is a good time to go over things that you've already done if you haven't submitted yet. For example, I'm currently doing my thesis. Yes, I'm in university. I'm currently doing my thesis. November 11th would be a good time for me to go back, read through everything that I've done so far, because the mental clarity that I'm going to get during this 11/11 month, 11/11 date, from the sun energy, from Mercury energy, is probably going to help me see things that maybe I missed, I don't know, or help me say what I was trying to say better, you know, things like that. And again, good with technology, so if I couldn't find papers to help me with my thesis before, maybe I could do better with the search engines this time, who knows. It's all got to do with the energy for technology, for communication, things like that, mental clarity. There is a ton more information about this. I could not go into all of it, and I'm also worried that what I'm going to say is not going to be correct. So I'm going to leave 3 different websites down below, and they're going to help you understand what you can do better during 11/11, during this Mercury transit, and harnessing the energy of all of it. One of the websites is going to be about the spiritual significance behind 11/11. The second website is going to be how the Mercury transit on 11/11 is going to benefit our zodiac sign. Just a quick tip, I always read my sun zodiac and my rising sign, because for me those seem to be the most accurate. So I was born July 1st, which means that my zodiac is Cancer, but my rising sign, because I was born just after 4 p.m. I think, my rising sign is Scorpio, so I always read those two, and they seem to be the most accurate for me over my moon sign, over my descendant, over my Venus, anything like that. So look at your rising sign and your sun sign when you're looking at that website. And the third website is going to tell you the spiritual benefits and the spiritual meaning and energies behind Mercury in transit. I hope this video was helpful to you. I mostly just wanted to tell you what you needed to do, or what you could do during this very precious and rare, once in a lifetime event. But again, I don't know everything. There's a lot that I don't know. So please do your research, and I hope this video helped you. I just wanted to let you know what you could do during this time. That's all I wanted to let you know. I just had to explain some other things to lead up to that. That's all. Well, this has been my first video with my face. Hopefully a lot of you don't unsubscribe, and a lot of you decide to subscribe for this face. And yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate the support that you guys have been giving me. You leave such sweet comments, you've been subscribing to my channel, you thumbs up my videos, and that just means the absolute world to me. I did not expect to be doing this, but I am thoroughly enjoying it, so thank you so much. I hope to see you in my next video, which will either be a witchcraft video or a pick a card of some sort. Don't expect to see this face again anytime soon. I don't even know if I'm going to post this, but if you're seeing it, I guess I posted it. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.